Hello, my name is Douglas Bloch. Welcome to the Depression Recovery Channel, where each week we talk about practical tools and coping strategies for healing from depression and anxiety. Today is Flashback Friday, a feature in which I republish one of my earlier videos you might not have seen that contains really important coping strategies that will help you attain a better mood. Now here's today's video. The title of today's video is A Guaranteed Way to Become More Productive. But before we find that out, of course, we have to start with our normal corny joke. Sometimes they're so bad they're good. Here comes one. What happened when the blue ship ran into the red ship? They became marooned. Anyway, my videographer likes that. Anyway, if those of you who might remember, a couple of weeks ago I posted a video called Can You Be Productive When You Are Depressed? And the answer was yes. Even when you're feeling down or even anxious, you can get some things done. Well, I was thinking about this concept the other day and I stumbled upon an old sales technique I learned, old productivity technique I learned when I was in sales. It's called the Ivy Lee method of peak performance. And here is how it was explained to me. In 1918, which by the way is exactly 100 years ago, Charles Schwab was the president of Bethlehem Steel, the largest shipbuilding company in the world. Now, he's no relation to the current Charles Schwab, who's a financial advisor. But anyway, he was very, very competitive, and he was always trying to kind of beat out his competition. So one day he heard about a productivity consultant named Ivy Lee. He called him into his office and said, "Show me how to get things done more efficiently." Ivy Lee said, "Okay, I can do that, but first I need to spend 15 minutes with each of your employees." Schwab said, "How much will it cost me?" Lee said, "Absolutely nothing, unless it works. So try it out for 3 months, and then you can send me a check for whatever you think it's worth." Well, Schwab thought he had nothing to lose, so he agreed to try the system out. So Ivy Lee spent 15 minutes with each of his executives, and off they went. 3 months later, Schwab was so impressed by the progress of his company that he called Lee into his office and he wrote him a $25,000 check. Now that's worth about $400,000 in today's dollars. Not bad for a day's work, don't you think? So what was this technique that made his employees so productive? 1. At the end of each day, write down the 6 most important things you need to accomplish tomorrow. Do not write down more than 6 tasks. You can write down less than 6 if you want to. Number 2, prioritize these 6 items in order of their true importance. Number 3, when you arrive tomorrow, concentrate only on the first task. Work until the first task is finished before moving on to the second task. Number 4, approach the rest of your list in the same fashion. At the end of the day, move any unfinished items to a new list of 6 tasks for the following day. Number 5, repeat this process every working day. So, what makes this technique so effective? Well, first, it's simple enough to actually work. Today, even more than 1918, people don't have enough time to focus on complex tasks. Second, this technique forces you to focus on those things that are most important and to let go of those things that are not absolutely necessary. You see, there's a difference between being busy and being productive. You have to be busy doing the right things. And what are those right things? Well, in our case, it's whatever we need to do to improve or to come closer to our mental health recovery. So in my support groups, the important things that people focus on include looking for work, getting leave of absence from work, trying to find a new place to live, looking for a new psychiatrist or maybe a new psychotherapist, applying to graduate school, some of them, applying to community college, making sure you go to the gym, having lunch with a friend, etc. Third, writing down 6 things at the end of the day removes the inertia of starting. That's what makes tasks sometimes so difficult. We have trouble starting them. And of course, people with depression tend to procrastinate, put things off. But if you wake up and your day is already planned out, it's much easier to take that first step. As my good friend Stuart says when he looks at his 6 things in the morning, what does my schedule have me doing? And he follows that schedule. Finally, this technique forces you to focus on a single task. Now, I know we live in an age of multitasking, but I've seen some studies at Stanford and other universities that show you can't do a bunch of things at once and give each one the attention it deserves. Think of a pianist practicing for an upcoming concert. He's not going to be practicing the piano and texting at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. And anybody, like an elite athlete, you have to focus on one thing intensely and not be distracted. This reminds me of an old joke I learned when I was driving a cab in New York. Tourist gets off a plane, hails a cab and says, "How do you get to Carnegie Hall?" The cab driver says, "Practice, practice." So I encourage you to try this technique out. Do the most important thing at the beginning of each day and see if it makes you more productive. Of course, productivity is in the eye of the beholder. It's relative, right? So when I was ill, productivity to me meant just getting to outpatient every day. Someone else, it might mean going to the gym once, or even just getting out of the house and walking around the block. In addition, try not to compare your productivity to somebody else's. Don't say like, "Oh my God, look at him. He's so much more productive than I am. Look at all he's getting done and I can only do so-and-so." Accept where you are, focus on what you need to do, and as you feel better, you will become more productive and able to do more complex tasks. This has been Douglas Bloch. I hope you found the information on this Flashback Friday video helpful. If so, please give it a like, as likes draw more and more people to this channel and hopefully some more subscribers. You can also leave your comments in the comments section or email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com. If you do want to subscribe to this channel, click on my photo in the closing credits. You'll be taken to my subscribe page. And if you click on the bell to the right, you'll be notified every time I do a new video or live chat. And if you want to contribute to this channel and become a patron, simply click on the Patreon image. You'll be taken to my crowdfunding site. And until next video, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Thank you so much.